do we choose the proper size solar panels? We didn't. It's just
they kind of chose us.
Yeah. The way it came about was wrestling with a mounting system for the solar panels, and all of a sudden I saw this mounting system from Sunsay for their solar panels, and it was perfect. It clamps to the stern rail and it positions them really nicely, and they're easily adjustable, and it doesn't take any drilling of holes or anything like that.
Fit really well back on that stern rail.
Yeah, and they're out of the way, and it's pretty good. The panels themselves are Sunsay brand panels. We got them at West Marine, but I don't think they carry them anymore.
I don't know.
Anyway, they're made in Canada. The brand name is Sunsay, Sunsei.
Yep. You got them strictly because of the mounting bracket.
I got them strictly because of the mounting brackets. They put out 0.5 amps each, so it's a 1 amp system, which doesn't sound like much, but we just don't use that much electricity.
Use that much.
Could use more, but it's okay for now.
I think if you use more, it encourages you to use more.
Yeah. Yeah. You know, I think I have a refrigerator,
ooh,
TV, and
DVD player, and all that cool stuff.
We have most of that cool stuff. We just don't use it.
Don't use it while we're out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that covers that, solar panels, right?
Well, actually, as far as determining what kind of panels...
how do you determine? Well, how do you determine it is pretty straightforward. You just take the, you dig out your owner's manuals from all of your electronic devices that you're going to run, and determine how much current they draw, add it up.
Per hour.
Per hour, it's amp hours.
Yeah.
And
go from
there you go.
Don Casey's book goes into that in quite a bit of detail.
Don Casey's This Old Boat covers just about everything on a fiberglass sailboat, so it's a good thing to have.
Yeah.
And he goes into detail on how to
calculate all of your draw and requirements and everything.
Yep. All that stuff.
So, good book.
We'll put a link in the description for the
Don Casey book.
For the book, Next question Ed had was, did you pickle the Watermaker?
Absolutely.
We love pickled Watermakers. We love pickled Watermakers. They go so well with a nice cold IPA. I like them on the side with my burgers. No, pickling the Watermaker means, for anybody who didn't know, pickling the Watermaker means to run biocide through it for storage. So when you're done using it, you got to kill all the little microbes and stuff that get in there from the water. So
otherwise it grows exponentially.
Yeah, as long as you're using it every couple of days, it flushes through, so you don't have to do that. But when you pull into port and it's going to be shut down for a week or 2 or 10, you have to run the biocide through it, and that process is called pickling.
Pickling. Well, the requirements for our Watermaker, and I think most Watermakers out there, is if it's going to sit any longer than 3 days.
3 days,
then you need to pickle it.
Yeah, otherwise the membrane will get all gooped up with slime and it won't work anymore.
And it gets really expensive to fix.
And really expensive. The diaphragm is the most expensive part, and it's expensive.
It's very expensive. And I think that's why people don't like Watermakers, is because they're high.
The maintenance?
Yeah.
They're not high. It's like a lot of stuff. The more you use it, the less maintenance it requires.
Yeah. It takes me about 20 minutes to pickle the Watermaker when we're done. And we have to dig all the stuff out of the lockers and kind of pull everything out underneath the locker where the Watermaker is.
Yeah, because you have to run the tubing into the. It's not really difficult,
but it's time consuming.
You can do your installation in such a way that it's easier. It's just that our boat is small, the installation options are limited, and we did what we had to do with it. But it works fine for us, and it's not really a big chore.
Not a problem, no. But it's something that you have to make yourself do.
Mm-hmm.
And I think a lot of the problems that occur out there is, we've forgotten a couple of times. Not forgotten, but you're in Anchorage somewhere, and then 3 days goes by and 4 days goes by, and you're like, when did we run the Watermaker?
We either have to run it, you either have to run it or pickle it. And if you don't want to run it in that particular spot, say, for example, we were tracing arm, there's a lot of silt and stuff in it.
Yeah.
You don't want to run it because you don't want to clog up your filters, the pre-filters, which are expensive, but they're washable.
Yeah.
Well, we haven't gone through, what, 3 filters in 7 years?
In 7 years,
Yeah,
yeah.
so-
we wash them and dry them thoroughly and reuse them, and
Part of it, the first one we didn't, and it got moldy, and that's, so we actually 2 filters, except for that one mistake we made.
yeah. Pickling your Watermaker.
Yeah.
The reinforced hose, 3/8 diameter reinforced hose, is pumping the brine from the water desalinator down our drain, on our sink drain, and then the small clear tube that comes up here is going into our day tank, our day water tank, and that's the fresh water. And the Watermaker we have, which is a Power Survivor 40E, will produce about a gallon and a half per hour like this, 1.6 gallons per hour.